Nama Parvati Pataye. Namaste to all. Welcome to this program on Lalitha Sahasranamam, a gateway to divine grace. And today, fortunately, it is Friday, very auspicious day, and this program is held in Mahalakshmi Temple and Association, which is itself a fortunate thing. It's a divine grace, I would say. And thanks to Sri Akshayan and also Mr. Venkatagiri for providing me this opportunity. You all know we have lots of treasures in India. Some of them are hidden, some of them are open. We all know it. Like the Vedas, Upanishads, Tirukural, Purananuru, Sanskrit, Tamil. You got extensive treasures. We are aware of them, but we have not seriously explored how to make use of them in our modern living. Western countries have taken a lead on it. You'll be surprised to know. I've lived in many countries, so I know from first knowledge. Take for instance yoga. We all have heard yoga. Yoga was founded by Patanjali in India thousands of years back. Now every nook and corner you got yoga centers. More abroad than India. The total market for yoga is estimated $120 billion. $120 billion. You know what is India's share in it? Less than 5%. Born here, but then somebody else is marketing it. It is not only yoga, it is happening in number of other things also. It is all, I think that we probably missed the opportunity. I wouldn't blame anybody. We were under the English, the British Raj, and British Raj focused more on other things than our own treasures. I have a good friend of mine, his name is Charles Anand Shiva. He's a yoga expert. He's got a center in Brazil, in Rio de Janeiro. Doing very well, flourishing practice. Likewise, you have so many of them. My observation is that there are many talented people in India who have migrated to other countries, advanced countries, USA, UK, and so on. And even the gods and saints have also migrated there. You find Chinmaya Mission doing wonderfully well. You have the other temples which are built there. There are about 300 and odd temples in the US. My wife and I, we were invited by a temple in Hawaii. I did some translation work for them in Sanskrit. They invited us. We stayed for 1 week in Hawaii. There is a Shiva temple. I haven't seen a more dedicated team of people in the temple. They do Yettu Kalam Puja. I don't know how many times Kapali Koil does. Yettu Kalam Puja. Every 3 hours there is somebody doing puja there. And Sri Rudram is recited. They called us when they performed a Maharudram. And all are talented sannyasis. White Americans, excepting 2 of the Asians. We had a wonderful time there. They have a magazine which is being published, Hinduism Today. They have an editorial team. They took me inside and showed me a lot of stuff, what they are doing. A beautifully talented team of people working on something which was founded in this country. And it has gone there. So it is something, I would say that we must think. The point is that we must certainly explore, apply the ancient wisdom to our modern life. What can we learn from it? That is the crux of the thing. And it holds a great potential. Now, for example, Lalitha Sahasranamam, people know about it, they talk about it. But how many people know it holds such a great potential to transform your life? That is the kind of potential you have. So, this book which I published, you can see the copies here, is a result of my series of lectures, 20 of them, delivered for the Sringeri Vidya Bharati Foundation in Detroit, USA. Every month there used to be one lecture. It spanned over 20 months, about 2 years roughly. And after I came here, I worked on this book for 6 months and it is published and it is being sold now. So, it is not only a book which I published, but I also want to tell you what it holds for you in terms of improving your life. I am going to talk to you, what shall I say, a 3-language formula which is being controversial now: Sanskrit, Tamil and English. I'll mix it up, all the 3 languages as suitable, because these 3 are important languages. Sanskrit and Tamil both are equally very, very good. The ancient languages which have got their own beauty. Sanskrit is not changed. It is not changed at all. We have an expert on Sanskrit here, a lady whom I met just a few minutes ago. Kala was her name, very aptly named Kala Saraswati. She's an expert in Sanskrit. Sanskrit has not changed, but Tamil has changed. Tamil spoken here in Madras and Palakkad and Tirunelveli, ellam taniya irukum. Madras bhasha tani, Madura bhasha tani, Palakkad bhasha. Likewise, English spoken in England and spoken in America are different. It is English and American English. They don't understand each other. It's all strange, but Sanskrit is not like that. So, every word that I am going to talk about today is carrying a profound meaning. I am going to talk, 20 lectures I did, I can't cover it within 1 hour, it's difficult. What I am planning to do is, I am going to talk just about the title. The title of what is Lalitha Sahasranamam? What is a gateway to divine grace? This is what I am going to talk about. Each term I am going to explain to you so that you get a clear impression about what it is all about. Some highlights I would like to present along with it, some slokams. Let's start with the very first word, Lalitha. I am very happy to see Lalitha here. After a long time I am seeing here. Lalitha, so she is here, personally present. Do you know the meaning of your name? It's the name of the great mother goddess, as you know. It's not her only name. She has got profoundly different names. In Sahasranama, 1,000 names. In Western countries, they say, Shakespeare said, what's in a name? A rose smells as sweet as by any other name. It's not so with Hindu names. Our name, each one is different. Each one describes a different quality. Each name of Ambika is different. If you take Lalitha Amma, she got a temple in Tirumiyachur. Some of you might have gone there. It starts from Lalitha Ambika and Tirumiyachur. You go to Kanchipuram, Kamakshi. You go to Madurai, you get Meenakshi. You go to Pudukkottai, you get Bhuvaneshwari. You go to Tiruvanakkaval, Akhilandeshwari. She had the Tatangam recently installed. In Kerala, Bhagavati. You go to Andhra, Kanakadurga and Vijayawada. You get Brahmarambika in Sri Sailam. Ambal is like a bee, Brahmaram. And you have Chamundeshwari in Karnataka, Mukambika in Karnataka, Maharashtra, Bhavani, Ujjain, Mahakali. You go to west, in Gujarat, Ambaji. You go to east, Calcutta, Mahakali or Durga. You go to Jammu, Vaishnavi. All these are different names, each one describing the Ambal who is the same individual. Lalitha Ambika. You dress a child like a police person. He doesn't become a police person, right? Still a child, but a different appearance. So that is something which we have, and we have the 51 Shakti Pitas, as you know. Now, what is the meaning of Lalitha? A lot of people have names, but they don't know the meaning. But they have beautiful names. I met somebody called Aparna in Kansas City, the grocery stores. So I asked her, what's your name? She said, Aparna. You know, what is the meaning of it? He said, I don't know the name. He said, Parna means leaf. Aparna means no leaf. Will somebody have a name as no leaf? But there is a story behind it. We don't have time to go into that. It is a name which has got a backing of a story, what has happened. So Lalita, there is graceful woman, charming woman, beautiful woman. There are many meanings. But the most apt is coming from the root Lalanam. Lalanam means to play. So Lalita means one who is playful. Playful. Balayarra. What kind of play? Have you seen a mother and baby playing with her? But I saw one recently, Ayush இடத்துல ஒரு பாட்டியும் பேரனும் விளையாடிட்டு இருக்காங்க. That parent happens to be my brother-in-law's parent. They were in their own world. The party was just showing the feeding bottle, and then the child was giggling and giggling and giggling. They never looked around, but they were their own. It is something which is unique. Absolutely unique. You don't find that anywhere else. In Chicago, I'll tell you a very funny incident what happened. A child, very cute child, maybe about 3 years old, I asked, you love your party? Nalla pudikuma grandma? Yeah, I love her. How much? Oh, infinity times. Like my parents says, infinity times, he said. Oh, I see. Your party also loves you? Yeah, she loves. Said, you know why she loves you? Well, I said, it is because you are very cute. She said, no. Because she has got no baby of her own. I am the only baby in the house, that's why she loves me. And then she says, I think she's living in the airport, My daddy goes and picks her up from the airport. And then drops her at the airport. She has got a house there. So that tried out-of-box thinking. So this is the tickling part of the baby. She lives in her own world. That is the kind of relationship Lalitambika builds with you. We are all our children, enjoying together, unmindful of others. We don't really care about anything else. It is a unique bond between mother and baby. And it is amplified by the very first verse of Lalitha Sahasranamam. Om Sri Mata. Mata means mother. See, you see there's a resemblance between Mata and mother, English. There are hundreds of words like that, not only in English, Tamil also. Nariya uttuma irukku between Sanskrit and Mr. Premnath irukar. He knows it because he is an expert in both Sanskrit and Tamil. In fact, he is translating my book in Lalitha Sahasranamam in Tamil. Adula the mother in our dharma is given the greatest importance. Matru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava. Matru Devo becomes first. Matru. We call Mother Nature. In fact, the slogan we have is nurture nature. It is something which is unparalleled. Mother Nature, which consists of 5 elements, whom we worship. We call India Bharat Mata, motherland, right? So, Lalitha Sahasranamam itself builds an exclusive relationship between the great Lalita and we children to make us happy with all the complexities around we've got. எவ்வளோ ப்ராப்ளம் இருக்குது நமக்கு தினம் பொழுது விடிஞ்சால் ஒரு ப்ராப்ளம் தான். But that relationship is unique. I want to give you one example of my personal example. I'm going to spice my talk with some personal experiences. Once I was going to some place in Madras Central. I was taking a train, night train. And then there was, on a house, Madras Central is night time. Those days, a lot of noise around. All these carts pulling, and there were people on one hand sleeping on the platform. And there were other people who were running around to catch a train. And then the engines used to also have some horn. In spite of all that, there was a mother and child sleeping on the platform. Probably come from somewhere, rural background. And they were sleeping soundly. And I was observing, and the child sort of shrill cry. Maybe she wanted to have some milk or something like that. She cried. Immediately the mother got up. She was not getting up with all the sound around, but when her baby cried a little bit, she woke up. That is subconscious. That is the subconsciousness that mother has to the child. And same relationship exists between Lalitha Ambika and us. That is something is unique, absolutely. So Lalitha Ambika takes care of us as a loving mother. From the moment we are conceived till our end. In fact, we find some mothers taking overcare even after the son gets married. And the daughter-in-law doesn't like that. Many of you must have experience of that. So because of overcare, she doesn't want to let go her child. At the same time, there is another person who claims that it is her husband. So, there is a Tamil saying, Dellikki Rajavaranam, Tallikki Pillaidane, Abdin Chulva. Maybe a big shot. Modi was still a son to his mother. So, it is something where you have a person, even at the highest position, still he is a son. So, that love is never kind of, and the child trusts the mother like anything. The Mahabharata tells about two examples. Have you seen how a baby cat takes a kitten? Cat, small cat, delivered kittens. It is holding them by the teeth. Canine teeth is very sharp. It catches the rat, mouse and everything. But it is holding the baby and takes it. Without harming. It's the mother's responsibility to take care of the child without even touching a little bit of her skin. That is something great, isn't it? It is called Marjara Nyayam. Cat's rule, Marjara Kishore Nyayam. Total responsibility, mother doesn't harm. There is another thing. Have you seen a monkey taking the baby? It holds the stomach and the monkey jumps from one tree to another tree and the baby holds on tightly. It's got full confidence in mother that she's not going to drop. This Markata Kishora Nyayam. Markatam means in Sanskrit it is monkey. So the lesson is that we should surrender totally. Like a kitten believes that mother is not going to hurt her. It's too young. Likewise, you also hold on to the mother. She's not going to let you. So that is a kind of unique relationship between Ambal and ourselves. Unique relationship. And you will develop this relationship by starting chanting of Lalitha Sahasranamam. It doesn't mean Ambal is all good and no punishment. She also punishes. Krishna was a young boy who was punished. He was stealing butter and all that, and Yasoda, her livelihood was selling butter. And this fellow will climb up and then steal all the butter. So she said, I am going to tie you. She took a big tambu kairu and then tied him on the stomach, called Damodaran. Damodaran comes, Damam means the rope. The tambu kairu comes from there. Udaram means the stomach. So tied him. So that is a kind of punishment. But the child will think, what kind of mother? She's brutal. She's tying me with a rope. And what kind of mother? She has got no kindness at all. That is what the child is likely to think. And we also think like that. When there is a challenge, I don't believe in God. I don't believe in Ambal and all that. It is all nonsense. Why is she punishing me? She's punishing you because you need to be corrected. Put you in the right path. In America, they call prisons as correctional facilities, right? You have to correct yourself. So that is a lesson that we have. We should learn that Ambal has tied our hands for a specific purpose with a rope, which is called problems or challenges. Devi Mahatmyam tells you how Devi punishes the evil people. We all know it. Our deities hold a lot of weapons to punish. So it is not just all love and no punishment. Punishment is also given. Okay, coming to what are the functions of Lalitha Ambika? What she does? She is performing 5 key functions. 5 key functions, not just 3. Srishtikatri Brahma Rupa, Goftri Govinda Rupini, Samharini Rudrarupa Tirodana Karishwari Sadashiva Anugrahata Panchakritya Parayana. Srishtikartri Brahma Rupa. Brahma is one who creates. But she is herself a creator. Srishtikartri Brahma Rupa. Goptri Govinda Rupani. She is the one who sustains life. Like Vishnu. Goptri Govinda Rupani. Samharini Rudra Rupa. She is also a destroyer like Rudra. Tirodana Karishwari. Tirodana means Maya, illusion. She creates illusions. And ultimately, Sadashiva Anugrahata. She gives you also bliss. Why Sadashiva? Because Sadashiva and Lalitha are one and the same. It is the very purpose of Lalitha Sahasranamam to illustrate Shiva Saktya Aikyam. So, Panchakritya Parayana. So, in the larger context, if you see, Arpe includes these 5 major activities. But she is not alone. Shiva is always with her. And you can see, I don't know whether anybody has gone to Tiruchengodu. Tiruchengodu போயிருக்கீங்களா அர்த்தநாரீஸ்வரா ரொம்ப அழகா இருக்கும். I went to Erode. I had a consulting assignment, Seshai Paper Mills, and the managing director there, when Gopal was there, he said, you must go to Tiruchengodu. He sent me with a car to go there, and then I saw beautifully dressed up Ardhanarishwara. That is a concept of unity of Shiva and Amba. The very first stanza of Saundarya Lahari, which is another great treasure we have got. Shiva Saktya Yukto Yati Bhavati Saktaha Prabhavitum Na Chedevam Devo Na Kalukusaras Pantutumapi Atasma Marajam Harihara Virinchadirapi Pranantum Stotumba Katamakrata Punya Prabhavati. Shiva is inert without Shakti. Many people don't realize it, that Shakti is important to progress in life. Shakti is so important that we have to give her the due place. It doesn't mean Shiva cannot do. Shiva does things with Shakti. The unity is most important. And the last verse of Lalitha Sahasranamam is Shiva Sakchaika Lalitambika. Shiva Saktya Rupini Lalitambika. They are one and the same. When you worship Ambal, you also worship Sadashiva. Okay, having finished with the first word Lalita, I am now coming to the next word called Sahasranamam. What is Sahasra? 1000. Namam means name. Very simple. But Lalitambika is Mahadevi, the supreme goddess who is known by different names in different places. The Sanskrit word Nama gets to, if you talk English, it is name. If you say Hindi, it is Nam. In German, in Japanese again I know, Name. German also, Nam. So, these are all names together which probably originated from Sanskrit, but have relationship. I'll let you into a secret about these names. I don't know how many of you know about this. Most of the feminine names, Hindu names, end either in A or E. Like for example, Lalita, Vidya, they are all ending in A, right? Ambika, Aparna, Rekha, now very famous in Delhi, Rekha, Radha, and so on. They are all ending in Ya. Ending in E. Meenakshi, Kamakshi, Visalakshi, Saraswati. Here is Saraswati. All these there. It is not only in Hindu names, it also applies to Christian names. I found that. Like you have, for example, Sonia, Sophia, Olivia, Amelia, Isabella, hospital here, Isabella. All these are ending in A. So also in Russian names, Katerina, Sasha, Svetlana, Angelica, these are all Russian names. They are all ending in A. So when I have some problem to find out the sex of the person, I used to apply this formula. If it is A, it is mostly likely to be a woman. So that way you can escape. So that is a secret about names we have. And there are many Sahasranamams. One of them is, of course, very famous is Vishnu Sahasranamam. You all know about it. Vishnu Sahasranamam is associated with Bhishma, who was on his deathbed in the arrow, and he taught about Vishnu Sahasranama to Yudhishthira. It is all part of Mahabharata you have in Vidya. But Lalitha Sahasranamam, who composed it? It was not in one single individual. Lalitha herself commanded 8 Vagdevis. They are called Vagdevis because they are powerful in their language. And she commanded them to compose her qualities. So Vagdevis, they composed Lalitha Sahasranamam, 1000 names. And it has 320 slokas in part of the Brahmanda Purana. Andam and Brahmandam. Again, we say Anda. In Hindi, it is egg. Brahmanda means big egg. The cosmos is elliptical, huge elliptical thing. Brahmanda. Brahmanda Purana is one of the last Puranas, biggest Puranas. Out of the 18 Puranas composed by Veda Vyasa. It is a part of that, in 3 chapters which comes. The Purva Bhagam and the Stotram, and then finally the Palasruti. So, what is so special about Lalitha Sahasranamam? It is something which is unique, or it is just one of the ordinary things. But there are many, many specialities about Lalitha Sahasranamam. I don't know how many of you know about it, but nowhere in the world literature, that I have seen at least, we have anything to match this long, streamlined poem of Sahasranamam, very densely packed with philosophy, at the same time the beauty of the language, Sanskrit language. It is a continuous recital of Devi's names, glories, her attributes, her splendors, with poetic elegance and grace. I'll give you some examples of that. It's something which is unique. The names are all organized so exquisitely. We can call it alankaram, alankaram. You can say, in English, you can also say amazing alliteration. When I was in school, some people used to make this Tamil alliteration, Kumbakonathu Kudiyanavan Kuchiyal Kudiriyai Kutta Kudirai Guvirandu Gudittadu. All starting with Ku. But here, you have many such things which starts from the same word. Bhavani, Bhavana, Gamya, Bhavaranya, Kutarika starts with Ba. Bhadra Priya, Bhadramurti, Bhattasa Ubhagyadayini, Bhakti Priya, Bhakti Gamya, Bhakti Vasya Bhayabha, Shambhavi, Sharada Aradhya, Sarvani, Sarvadhajani, all Shah. My Dharma Patni recites Lalitha Sahasranamam by heart. She knows everything. Still, I have not mastered it. She knows. So, it has got what he called the phonetic excellence. When you talk, your words should be unambiguous. It should be clear. And Sanskrit gives you the opportunity to be able to talk precisely. The tongue rolls. It is not like American English where you don't understand sometimes what they talk about because it rolls straight away. But here, this pronunciation has to be correct to get the benefit. And that pronunciation helps you to develop your language. You become very strong, eloquent to be able to talk precisely. That is one of the benefits you get from Lalitha Sahasranamam. In Chicago, there was a lady who came to me, Priya. Her son was very timid. He was a schoolboy, maybe about 8-9 years old. And she said he's not able to talk properly and friends are all making fun of him. Can you do something? I said, okay, sit down. I taught him Sri Rudram, a couple of things. 6 months later, she came to me again with him. You have done a wonderful job. Now he is talking very nicely. All his friends, they are wondering what happened to him, A true story. But I did Talai Avnayavatam for he and his brother, both of them, they got the Poonal done here in Chennai. When they came to America in Chicago, they said, Talai Avnayavatam. I said, I will do it for you. I did that for him, for both them. So, this is a true story of what happens When you read something, when you pronounce something correctly, your language goes. There is something unique about this. And also, what I call is the threefold aspects of Lalitha Sahasranamam. You can call it a triad. Three is important. Like Shiva has got 3 eyes, right? Even in coconut you find 3 eyes coming in. So, there is the 3 associated with Lalita Ambika in many ways. Mahatantra, Mahayantra, Mahamantra, Mahasana. See, Mahatantra. Tamil kuda tantramnu solrom. Tantram means not tricky, but something, a practice to win something. So you use it. It is Mahatantra. Tantra itself is, Maha means in big. And Maha Mantra. What is mantra? We use this, mantra is now dictionary word also. In English also mantra and potranga. Manana trayate iti mantraha. That which protects you. Tra is the word for protection. Paritranaya sadhuna vinashaya dushkritam dharma samsthava rataya sambhava mi yuge yuge. Say in Vishnu Sahasranam, right? Paritranaya. Tra is the verb to protect. So, manana trayate iti mantraha. What to recite which protects you is called mantra. So, she is Maha Mantra. She protects by recitation. And Giri was mentioning about 1 time you recite, 2 times you recite, 3 times you recite. This you recite as many times and it protects you continuously without any problem. Right? And Maha Yantra. What is Yantra? Yantra means Tamil solron la. Yantra na machine. The Sri Chakram is a Yantram. It's a device. And it has got full of triangles. 43 triangles in all. Triangle itself is 3 angles, right? So you have 3 associated with that. Tripura, 3 cities made of iron, silver and gold by Mayan for the Asuras, which was destroyed by Shiva. So it's called Tripura Hari. And Tripura Sundari is Lalita Ambika's name. 3 again. You have many other 3s like this. You can keep on telling, in Kanchipuram, the worship is puja, Kamakoti Pitam. Every day they do for Chandramaulishwara and Tripura Sundari. Likewise, you have 3 Shaktis. Ichcha Shakti, Jnana Shakti, Kriya Shakti. Ichcha Shakti is referring to desires. Jnana Shakti is knowledge. Kriya Shakti is action. That is the fundamental aspect of any management. You need to have a plan, you need to have a will, you need to have a desire. Ichcha. And then Jnana means have the knowledge. Either you should have it or you should know where to get it. To execute that plan. And that is complete Kriya, action. So, all the 3 are very important for success in any activity. 3 functions. Srishti, Samharam and Laya. 3 gunas. Sat, Rajas and Tamas. Sattvic is something which is goodness or calmness, you can say, Sat. Rajas, passion and aggression. And then Tamas, inertia, laziness. But everybody has got a combination of all the 3. When she is one who has overcome all that. 3 avasthas. Jagrat, Swapna, Srishti. Jagrat, now Tamil is Jagrathan solrom. Jagrata is state of being awake. Swapna is Swapnam. Nightla, Swapnam gandrom, Swapnam. Sushupti is deep sleep. If you have got a subconscious mind and you think about Ambal, she will come in your Sushupti. In the deep sleep state. That is an indication that something is happening to you by worshipping Ambal. And we also say 3 Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Say Taitra Upanishad. Why 3 times? Urudura sonna porada Shanti nittu. There's a meaning for it. To protect you from 3 dangers. Adhyatmika, Adibhautika, Adidevika. Something which you create yourself. You drink, you smoke, you overeat, you do all the things yourself, which is in your control. Adhyatmika. To protect you from that one Shanti. The second, you have some control. Bhautika means you have a dog bite or mosquito bites. You have danger from other living beings, animals and so on. To protect you, you have only reasonable control. You can put Vodomas or something like that to protect, but it's not completely controllable. Third one is not at all controllable. Adi Daivika, like earthquakes, what happened in Delhi maybe recently, tsunami. These are all acts of nature, acts of God. So to protect you from these, you say Shanti 3 times. So that is again a triad. So these are all some of these triad, 3 qualities or 3 which is associated with Lalitambika. It all comes there. You have another one called Nirguna. Nirlepa, Nirbala, Nitya, Nirakara, Nirakula, Nirguna, Nishkala, Shanta, Nishkama, Nirupaplava. Nirlepa, totally detached. Nirmala, here Tamil Vichigra, Nirmala Natu. Without any pollution, clean, free from all impurities. Nitya, also a name, eternal. Nirakara, without any form. Nirakula, very cool. Kula means cool, I think. Cool without any, she's absolutely cool. And you say this again and again, you will become cool. You will get rid of your anger completely. So that is again, this a great quality that you will imbibe by reciting Lalitha Sahasranamam. Each mantra, each word is a mantra, and each mantra is a word there. So when you keep reciting it, you develop those kind of qualities, because whatever you keep saying, you become that. Tattvamasi. It is also covering the subject of yoga. I mentioned it before about yoga. Here is a verse. Yogini yogada yogya yogananda yugandara. Yogini. Yogi is masculine, yogini is feminine. She is herself a yogi. Yogada, she bestows yoga on you. And what is yoga, by the way? It comes from the Sanskrit root yuj. Yuj is to join. Yoga does not mean a set of exercises. Today you have yoga centers all over the world, but mostly you find they do manual exercises, stretch your limbs and do asanas. It is not that. Patanjali's Yoga Sutra focuses more on the mind and very less on the body. The body is something which you can develop, but mind is very difficult to control. So that is why yuj comes on. Yuj means connecting. Connecting what? Connecting you with the Supreme, the Jivatma with the Paramatma. That is yoga. It is the root, it's important. Yuj is and by reciting Lalitha Sahasranamam, you develop that qualities, not a set of exercises, but it makes you strive for attaining the connection with the Supreme, to her. So, these are all some of the specialities connected with Lalitha Sahasranamam. Now I am coming to the next word, a gateway to divine grace. What is a gateway? When we have a gate here, it's a gateway to your home. Home is a destination and gateway is the way. For Ambal, there are different gateways. Now, you go to Central Station, you are coming, you want to go home, there are auto rickshaw fellows, taxi fellows who come there. Sir, Namma vandila vanga. They keep on dragging you. Each of them may take you by a different route, by a different vehicle, but eventually the destination is your home. Right? Same way. A gateway to divine grace. Ambal provides different gateways. You can worship any Ambal or any deity, but the ultimate destination is one and the same. That is the tatparyam of this particular thing, that the gateway is different, but divine grace is only one. But again, the grace, what is grace? What is divine grace? You can say Bhagavat Kripa. It is something which happens when you least expect it. Some may call it as miracle. It has happened in my life, miracle. Kanchi Mahapuri, I think, once said that. Naam ondru ninaikka, Deivam ondru ninaithal, adu nam bhagyam. அப்படின்பாரு. நாம் என்னமோ நினச்சிட்டு இருக்கோம், நமக்கு இது மாதிரி படம் நடக்கணும்னு, அது நடக்கிறதுல வேறு ஏதோ நடக்கிறது. I never thought I am going to America. It happened. I am going to tell you some experience of my own divine grace, what happened. In fact, there is a witness here right now. Mr. Surya Narayanan, who is sitting here, He is from Bhaskar Rajapuram and my village is Maharajapuram. Both these villages were given by the Marathas, Maharaj, when they were ruling Tanjavur. Shivaji took over. Sambhaji was the first Raja in Tanjavur. The Marathas ruled Tanjavur. At that time, they brought many of the scholars from Maharashtra, and one of them was Bhaskar Raya, who wrote the Bhashyam for Lalitha Sahasranamam. My connection with that village, I didn't know. I had not lived in Maharajapuram at all. My grandfather was a medical doctor who practiced with Dr. Rangachari in Mylapore. He lived in Maharajapuram when he moved here. And then he went back to Adudurai, set up his own practice. My father lived in Maharajapuram sometime, but I've never lived there. But I had a desire to see that place, and there is a temple there, the Vishnu Durgat Koil, which I wanted to see. I never knew anybody. I had no connection, no relatives, no friends, nobody. One day I saw in a magazine that in Vishnu Durgat Koil, Sri Ramachandrayaral Kumbhabhishekam Vimarsyaga Nadattappattathu. I said, Ramachandrayar. Okay. I took a postcard. I wrote Ramachandrayar Maharajapuram. Said, I belong to this village, but I've never seen it. I want to come and see the temple. And pat came the reply. I still keep it. Inland letter. Shows the postal efficiency of Indian Post and Telegraphs. Postcard with only the name and the village. Nothing else. No address. He said, I am the trustee of the temple. You come and stay with me. I will guide you. And I took my father and my wife. We stayed there. That was my first meeting. And it happens to be Surya Narayanan's uncle, Ramachandrayar. That is a village, Bhaskarajapuram, but still a Nagaraharam village there. And after that, of course, I was a regular visitor, and Ramachandrayar used to host me. Now his son is there, Krishna Swami. And then I didn't know. And one day I came from Chicago and I met a friend of mine. He hosted a lunch. And then he said, what are you going to do tomorrow? I said, tomorrow I am going to Bhaskarajapuram. There is a Kumbhabhishekam for the Bhaskara temple. Oh, I see. Okay, he says, then my friend Suri also will be there. I said, who is your friend Suri? No, he was studying with me in the college. Oh, I see. Okay. Then next day when I went, I asked Krishna Swami, who is Suri here? You know, cousin, you see here? Yeah. He introduced me. Suri. I didn't expect to see him. I didn't know him at all. He used to work in English Electric. I was working in Crompton Greaves. I used to buy also many things from English Electric. But then, first time we met, then he talked to me, and then Maharajapuram, he said, no. Then I asked him, you got any friends? Oh, I got my classmate is from Maharajapuram. His name is Bindu Madhavan, and he is living in Bombay. Are you in touch with him? I asked him. He said, yes, of course. Can you give me his phone number? So I gave him phone number. I phoned Bindu Madhavan in Bombay. He was thrilled. I don't know him. I have not heard his name. And he says, your ancestry is from Maharajapuram. I lived there. You must come and stay with me in Bombay. I said, I am right now here in Chennai. I will come whenever I come. No, you tell me when you are coming. I will pick you up. We went there. And then I spent a day with him. And ever since that, we have known many people in Maharajapuram. All because of divine grace. I knew nobody there. Nobody. But then it's happened. And Surya Narayan has come here today. It's great, I knew him. This is a story which has happened as a divine grace. So there are many such experiences. Even today, this particular event is a divine grace for me. I never knew it's going to happen. Akshan is known to me for the last 40 years. Giri is known to me from Indo-American Chamber of Commerce right from 90s. They're sitting quietly at the last row. But I didn't know. Today it's happened. And that too on a Friday. And before we came, he brought the prasadam from Vedagiri, Tirupura Sundari. That is all divine grace, That is something which is... Then I was wanting to go to Sabarimala once, I have a friend of mine whose name is Ayyappan. I came once from Chicago and he said, he has built a waste to energy plant in Maraimala Nagar. So he said, I want to take you and show you there. We were driving and I said, Ayyappan, you have any connection with Sabarimala? He said, I know my father was a professor of Tamil in Kanyakumari. I go there, I want to go, can you guide me? He said, no guidance, I will take you. Ayyappan booked my tickets, he did all the formalities for me, taking Irumudi and everything. Ayyappan led me to Ayyappan. Can you imagine what more can be divine grace? Ayyappan taking you to see Ayyappan. That is all something which you must experience yourself. It is not something which is taught, but it is something which comes from within. So I would say that this is something which you must experience. By reciting Lalitha Sahasranamam, you will come to know what is bliss. You will get the divine grace automatically. I guarantee you that. It must be done with devotion. And how was it born? It was born as a dialogue between Hayagriva and Agastya Maharishi. Agastya Maha, he asked for the Lalitha Sahasranamam and Hayagriva taught him Lalita Upakyanam. Then he didn't teach him Lalita Sahasranamam. He said, why you are not teaching me? Is it because I don't deserve it? He says, no. It is not something which is taught without somebody asking. So since you have asked me, I will teach you Lalita Sahasranamam. He taught him. That is how Lalita Sahasranamam was born, through Agastya. And there are these 1,000 names. And this is something which he in turn transferred it to his Sishyas, and then it has been there for a long time. There is a saying which my guru used to always tell me, very simple. Apatim kim karaniyam. When you are in distress, what to do? Smaraniyam charana yugala ambayaha. Smaraniyam means just think about the 2 lotus feet of Amba. Nothing else. Smaraniyam charana yugala ambayaha. Tat smaranam kim kurute. What does it do? He says, Brahmadanabi kinkari kurute. It will do everything right from Brahma. Everybody will be at your service. I have found it. I have found this happening to me. It can happen to you. When I did this book, I never thought I'm going to write this book. I wrote the book, spent all these 6 months or so in writing it, publishing it. Then I asked myself, somebody told me, why can't you give it in Tamil, because we can't understand. Then I asked one of my friends, Jairaman, from All India Radio, and he introduced me to Preminath and other people. Today, I didn't know them from Adam. They are helping me to translate the book. What else can you ask for? It's a divine grace. That somebody is helping you. Brahmadanavi kinkari kurute. So this lotus feet is something which you should remember. There is you must have heard Narayaniyam, Narayana Bhattatri, who did the Narayaniyam in Guruvayur. After doing Narayaniyam, 100 dasakams, he was not happy, he was not contented. Something was bothering him. So one day Guruvayurappan came in his dream and said, you go to a nearby place where there is a Durga Amman. You go there and you will find happiness. He went there. It is called Mukasthala. Mukatala, they call it in. I had the fortune to visit it recently. There are 70 slokams, verses he has composed, Narayana Bhattatri. It's called Sri Pada Saptati. I don't know whether anybody has heard Sri Pada Saptati. It's all about feet. In Chicago, I gave the highlights of this to one of the temples there, Sri Pada Saptati. And we had the good fortune to go and visit that place recently. Divine grace. That is all divine grace. So much, this is something which you must experience yourself. And you will find that it is really happening. We can keep talking and talking a lot. I'm just going to give you only the Dhyana Slokam, the first Slokam itself, which tells you to visualize before you say it. Normally, we always say the Dhyana Slokam before we start the recitation. Sindhurarna Vigraham Trinayanam Manikya Mauli Spurat Tara Nayaka Sekaram Spitamukim Apina Vatshoruham Phanibhyam Aripurna Rathasashakam Rathot Phalam Pibratim Saumyam Ratnagadattar Charanam Jayet Paramambikam. Sindhurarna Vigraham. Sindhuram is a color. Vermilion. சில சமயம் நீங்கள் ஹனுமார் கோயிலில் பார்த்தாங்கன்னா சிந்தூர் போட்டிருப்பாங்க. அந்த இட்ஸ் ரைட், பியூட்டிஃபுல்லாக இருக்கும். அந்த கலரில் ஷீ ஷைன்ஸ் இன் தட் கலர். ஸோ யூ ஹேவ் டு இமேஜின் ஹவு அம்பாள் லுக்ஸ் லைக். There are two forms of worship. One is Nirguna, other one is Saguna. Nirguna means without form, which is very difficult. நமக்கெல்லாம் வராது அது. We must have something to, ஒரு ஃபோட்டோ இருக்கணும், இல்லை ஒரு விக்கிரம் இருக்கணும், இல்லை அதான் ஒன்று இருக்கணும். ஆர் யூ ஷுட் இமேஜின், லுக் அட் தட். இப்போ ஒரு இது எடுத்தாக்கா அதில் பார்க்கலாமா, அந்த மாதிரி நமக்கு தெரியணும் அதில். ஸோ சிந்தூராட விக்கிரகம், ஷீ லுக்ஸ் ஸோ பியூட்டிஃபுல் இன் த கலர். 3 நயனாம், 3 கண்ணு, லைக் சிவன். ஐ டோல்ட் யூ ஷீ இஸ் பார்ட் ஆஃப் சிவா. Manikya Maulis Purat, Manikyam rubies, the crown studded with rubies, bearing a crown. It's Smita Mukim, Smitan Peru Chipasiliber. Smita Mukim, smiling face always. It doesn't cost anything, no money required to smile. Smiling face. Dayet Paramambikam, meditating upon such a mother, Smita Mukim. That goes on. Arunam Karanatantasham. The Dhyana Slokam is something very important, and you visualize Ambal with those 3 Dhyana Slokam, and then you go for the. Now, most important thing, how did Lalitha Devi come? What is the origin? There is a story. Lectures become very boring without stories. I don't know how many of you know the story that she came. The very first verse tells that Sri Mata, Sri Maharagni, Srimat Simhasani, Chitaklikunta Sambhuta, Devakarya Samudjata. Sri Mata, I told you already. Sri Maharagni, mother is one who creates. Maharagni means, some people pronounce it wrongly as Rangi. It is not Rangi, it is Ragi. Maharagni. She is the empress, queen of queens. Who sustains? A king is supposed to guard people, keep them safe. Srimat Simhasaneswari, she sits on the lion, you know that Simhasanam. Bhaskaraya says Simha comes from the word Himsa. Himsa becomes Simha. Himsa causes pain. A lion causes pain, and it destroys also. So Srimat Simhasaneswari. So Himsa becomes Simha, like தமிழில் மதுரையை மருதா அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க சில பேர், குதிரையை குருதா அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. அது மாதிரி திரிபு அது. அது மாதிரி திரிபாயி Himsa becomes Simha. That is what they say. Like you have many such words where it has changed. And Sri is a prefix which is specially in Sanskrit. நம்ம wherever we use a Sri as a prefix to be honored, Sri Suri or Sri Venkatagiri or Sri இந்த மாதிரி பேருக்கு யூஸ் பண்ணுறோம். பட் Sri refers to Vishnu. Like you have Sri refers to Lakshmi. Srikant. See, one who is attracting Kantam, Mahalakshmi, Srikant is Vishnu's name. But Sri Kantan is different. Sri Kantan refers to Shiva. There Sri means snake. One who wears a snake around his neck. Sri Kantan. So, there are different meanings for the same word. And that is the beauty of Sanskrit again. So, this is something which you will develop knowing all this when you read the Lalitha Sahasranamam. And she is one which is called Abrahma Kita Janani. Right from Brahma to the lowest, tiniest worm, she is the creator. She is also the creator of the Dasavataram. Karangulina Utpanna Narayana Dasakritihi. All 10 fingers representing 10 avatarams. So, these slokams have got, each slokam has got different meaning. Chitakni Gunta Samputa. This is what is the origin. How Chitakni means? Chit means mind. Agni means fire. She came from the fire of consciousness. How? What happened? Why she should come from fire? There is a story behind it. She was born as Dakshayani to Daksha. Daksha was the Manasika Putra of Brahma. He never liked Shiva. But Brahma told him, you get Sati married to Shiva. So, we married, but father-in-law and son-in-law never got along. Like most places, you have father-in-law and son-in-law not getting along. So he never liked. So Dakshan made a big yagam, and he didn't intentionally call his daughter or his son-in-law. So Parvati heard about it. He said, we should go. For the appa வந்து பெரிய யாகம் பண்ணுறா, நம்ம போக வேண்டாமா? இன்விடேஷன் வரல, எனக்கு எப்படி போகிறது? அதெல்லாம் ஒன்று. இப்போ அப்போல்லாம் வாட்ஸ்அப்பு இமெயிலாம் கிடையாது ஒன்றும். ஏதாவது போஸ்டல் டிலே ஆகிருக்கும் ஏதாவது. அதனால் என்ன, நம்ம என்னோட அப்பா தானே, ஒன்றும் சொல்ல மாட்டார், வாங்க போகலாம். If you want, you can go, but I am not coming. I should be invited formally. So she went. But she was shocked. When she went there, Dakshan did not even look at her. Not even look at her. Not welcoming. She got completely shocked. There is a beautiful slokam in Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam is mainly for Vishnu, but there is one verse which talks about Shiva. And that is what is told by Sati to her father. Yadvayaksharam nama gireritam dranam tat prasangat agam asugu hantihi. Yadvayaksharam. Dvayaksharam means two words. What is that? Shiva. Two words. Shiva. Gireritam dranam. Dranam means man. Sakrit prasangat. Casually talking about Shiva. Agam asugu hantihi. Agam means sins, papam. Asugu means instantly. In Bengal they have names Asutosh, Asutosh refers to Shiva, one who is very happy. Asutosh Mukherjee, Asutosh Banerjee. Asugu Hantiki, it gets immediately destroyed. That two words. And you don't like that name? Bhavan, she is addressing her father respectfully. Bhavan. Bhavanaho Dveshti, you are hating that. What is so precious? And she jumped into the fire. Killed, and then Shiva became absolutely mad with that. He ordered his Shivaganas, Bhutaganas to destroy the Yajnam, destroy everything. Then he went into meditation. But then what happened was, there was a Tarakasuran. Tarakasuran, he had a special boon that nobody can kill him except the child of Shiva and Shakti. Sati was born as Parvati and she married Shiva again. But they had to get a child and Shiva was in deep meditation. How to get... So Manmata was sent as a messenger. He had this Manmata on a tool, Karumbu, flowers, Banam poraru. Then Shiva gets very angry, opens the third eye, he is reduced to ashes. Ashes, Rati, his wife starts crying. She appeals. And then Ambal, Parvati, takes care of the sugar cane and the flowers from him, and then tells Shiva that you somehow revive him for Rati's sake. And he looks at the ashes. From the ashes comes an Asuran called Bandasuran. And another problem has come. Tarakasuran is finished, but Bandasuran is another Asuran. How to destroy him? So Devas, Indra, they all go to Narada and appeal to him. Narada says, you do a yagam and ask Ambal to be reborn. And from that fire, Chitakni Gunta Samputa, Deva Karya Samudita, to help the Devas, she takes birth as Lalitha. That is a history and story of how Ambal is born, the very first verse. I think we don't have time really to cover a lot more, but I'll just only mention about the 4 arms. Chaturbahu Samanbita. Ambal has got 4 arms. You must have seen the picture. And she holds the pasam and ankusham in 2 hands. In the other 2 hands, she holds sugar cane and flowers. Pasam is desire. She is one who creates love, the desire. At the same time, she also got the ankusam. Ankusam, யானைக்கு அவ்வளவு பெரிய யானை ஒரு சின்ன அங்குசத்தால கண்ட்ரோல் பண்றான். அது மாதிரி she controls you with the ankusam. பாசம் அங்குசம். பாசா அங்குசஞ்ச வரதாபை அஸ்ததாரீம் பீதாம்பரீம் கனகமௌதிக பூஷிதாங்கீம் ஆசோஷாத கலாத்பத்மாசிம் ஏகாட்சரீம் திரிபுவனாதீன் மாமி அஸ்தஸ்ரீ புவனேஸ்ரீ மகாமந்திரஸ்ய பாசம் அங்குசம். The other 2, this sugar cane is supposed to be a bow. ஒரு வில்லுன்னா அப்படி இருக்கும், it's made of steel. But here it is made of sugar cane, it will break. But she is Manorupechu Kodanda. Her mind is like sugarcane, so sweet. She attracts people with the sugarcane, not to shoot you, but to attract you. Because anybody loves sugarcane. Flowers, 5 bows, arrows. Arrow is made of steel, but she's got flowers. But she attracts you with those flowers. Gently. It is gentle. Even if it is thrown, it is a gentle reminder that you should correct yourself. Mano Rupeshchu Kodanda, Panchatan Matsaika, Adamari, Naraya Adukadila. That this is what I say, a great epic, a great stotram, and we should all get the benefit of reciting it. I am going to recite the concluding verse now. Sri Shiva, Shiva Saktaika, Om Sri Shiva, Shiva Saktaika Rupani, Lalitambika, Evam Sri Lalitha Devya Nam Sahasranamam Jaguhu. Sri Shiva, Shiva Sakti Aikya Rupini. Shiva Shakti Aikya Rupini. Focus up there. Is Lalita Ambika. Lalita, I told you the meaning. Ambika again, which starts with Mata, ends with Ambika also means mother only. Starts with mother, ends with mother. This is the concluding verse, but the union of Shiva and Shakti. But that is, if you compare it, what kind of union it is like Tailam, Talataiva, they say, Tailam means oil. Nallanna irundaka. Nallanna and ellu, rendum thanithaniyā irukka mudiyadhu. It's part of it. And Chandrasya Chandrakevyam. The moonlight and moon cannot be separated. Likewise, Bhaskarasya Ushnateyam. Bhaskaran is Suryan. Suryana Ushnanam thanithaniyā irukkuma? Rendum. So this Aikyam is like that which cannot be separated. And what do we achieve ultimately by reciting Lalitha Sahasranamam? Soundarari says that, Very beautiful verse. Bhavani tvam dase maivitara drishtim sakarunam itistotum vanchan kateti bhavani tvam itiyaha tadaiva tvam tasmai. This is nija sayujja padavim mukunda brahmendra sputamukuta nirajita padam. Bhavani tvam dase unnudi dasanna. Bhavani tvam dasan solrathukkulla vandu Bhavani tvam. The quality of becoming Bhavani, you become Bhavani yourself. And you attain Sayujja Padavi. Sayujja Padavi is the bliss ultimately that you get. That is what you call the ultimate goal of any Hindu. The bliss that you get. So, I will suggest that based on my talk today, begin your journey with Lalitha Sahasranamam today. There are a lot of people reciting. And open your doors to peace, prosperity, good health, and above all, divine protection, divine grace. I guarantee that you will get the results. You will definitely enter the gateway to divine grace. And that is a part of the title that we get. I am going to conclude with a song here. I am going to ask my wife to sing this, which was composed, I believe, by Agastya Maharshi himself. It is in Sanskrit as well as in Tamil. A beautiful song, Sri Chakra Raja. Thank you all for your time.
Sri Chakra Raja Simhasaneshwari Sri Lalita Ambikaye Bhuvaneshwari Sri Chakra Raja Simhasaneshwari Sri Lalita Ambikaye Bhuvaneshwari Agama Veda Kalamaya Rupini Agama Veda Kalamaya Rupini Akila Chara Chara Janani Narayani Naga Kankana நடராஜ மனோஹரி நாககங்கண நடராஜ மனோஹரி ஞான வித்யேஸ்வரி ராஜராஜேஸ்வரி ஞான வித்யேஸ்வரி ராஜராஜேஸ்வரி ஸ்ரீசக்கரராஜசிம்மாசனேஸ்வரி ஸ்ரீலலிதாம்பிகையே பலவிதமாய் உன்னை பாடவும் ஆடவும் பலவிதமாய் உன்னை பாடவும் ஆடவும் பாடிக்கொண்டாடும் அன்பர் பதமலர் சூடவும் பாடிக்கொண்டாடும் அன்பர் பதமலர் சூடவும் உலகம் முழுதும் எனதகமுற காணவும் உலகம் முழுதும் எனதகமுற காணவும் ஒரு நிலை தருவாய் காஞ்சி காமேஸ்வரி ஒரு நிலை தருவாய் காஞ்சி காமேஸ்வரி ஸ்ரீசக்கர ராஜசிம்மாசனேஸ்வரி ஸ்ரீலலிதாம்பிகையே உழன்று தீரிந்த எல்னை உழன்று தீரிந்த எல்னை உழன்று தீரிந்த எல்னை உத்தமனாக்கி வைத்தாய் உயரிய பெரியோருடல் ஒன்றிட கூட்டி வைத்தாய் உயரிய பெரியோருடல் ஒன்றிட கூட்டி வைத்தாய் நிழலென தொடர்ந்த முன்னூல் கொடுமைகள் நீங்க செய்தாய் நிழலென தொடர்ந்த முன்னூல் கொடுமைகள் நீங்க செய்தாய் நித்திய கல்யாணி பவானி பத்மேஸ்வரி நித்திய கல்யாணி பவானி பத்மேஸ்வரி ஸ்ரீசக்கரராஜ சிம்மாசனேஸ்வரி ஸ்ரீலலிதாம்பிகையே துன்பப்புடத்திலிட்டு 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 தூயவனாக்கி வைத்தாய் துன்பப்புடத்திலிட்டு தூயவனாக்கி வைத்தாய் தொடர்ந்த முள்மாயம் நீக்கி பிறந்த பையனை தந்தாய் தொடர்ந்த முள்மாயம் நீக்கி பிறந்த பையனை தந்தாய் அன்பை புகட்டி உந்தன் ஆடலை காண செய்தாய் அன்பை புகட்டி உந்தன் ஆடலை காண செய்தாய் அன்பை புகட்டி உந்தன் ஆடலை காண செய்தாய் அடைக்கலோ நீயே அம்மா அடைக்கலோ நீயே அம்மா அகிலாண்டேஸ்வரி அடைக்கலோ நீயே அம்மா அகிலாண்டேஸ்வரி ஸ்ரீசக்கரராஜ சிம்மாசனேஸ்வரி ஸ்ரீலலிதாம்பிகையே லலிதாம்பிகையே லலிதாம்பிகையே புவனேஸ்வரி புவனேஸ்வரி